SAMS family, I would like to welcome you all. And in today's international webinar on the topic Enhance Your Problem Solving Skills with DSA and ChatGPT. To add our guest of honor and today's speaker, Parmesh Ji, it's a great honor to have you with us, sir. We are grateful for your presence, and also I see a quite of number of people are still joining. So before I proceed, let me take a brief moment for the introduction of my organization. SAMS Welfare Foundation. It's a non-profit entity established to work in the areas of education, social welfare, women empowerment, skill development, entrepreneurships, livelihood generations, and employability, health, research, culture, international cooperation, sports, environment protection, or any other similar sectors. We promote healthy lives, a balanced and active community, and strong business. So now let me introduce to you all our today's speaker, Parmesh Ji, working as an assistant professor in Race Reva University. He has completed his MTech in computer science and engineering and pursuing PhD in artificial intelligence and deep learning. He has excellent teaching abilities and skills in 4 topics such as AI, data science, DSA, machine learning, data analytics. His continuous knowledge and support in placement training activities improves the productivity and uplifted the performance of the student. He also collaborates with the placement officers to compile informations on placement offers and company specific queries. He is expertise in programming language such as C, C++, Core, Java, Python, SQL, data science, and tools such as ChatGPT, Power BI, Pivot, Power BI Online, Power Pivot, DAX, and Locus tools. He's conducted several faculty development programs and workshops for academics and students on Python, data science, data analytics, DSA, Power BI, cracking the coding interviews for reunion universities. His exceptional contribution has gained the title of Wipro Certified Faculty in 2022. And recently, he has earned the certificate on cloud computing conducted by Wipro Talent Tech to the next June in 2023. Now, before starting of today's event, there are some of the ground rules which every participant needs to obey and follow them. First, feel free to drop your questions in the chat box. We'll answer every question in the end. Second, every participant is requested to keep their mic mute. Third, lastly, a feedback form will be shared in the chat box and you have to fill it. Now, over to you, sir.
Yeah, so that's a very great intro, Anjali. Thank you so much for putting me inside with a great intro. And I would be thankful for Anjali as well as SAMS Foundation and who have contacted me, that is Divya. So very nice to have a good interact, and really it was an amazing opportunity for me to explore my knowledge with these kind of environment, because I used to travel with a number of places with a different organization, either with the corporate people, even with the academics like top universities. But there's a first step I would have taken for this foundation kind of things, like many students are there, those who are known knowledge, but how to explore in their career, so they don't have a right path. So I think so this webinar, this 1 hour, will be more useful. And I thank SAMS Foundation for giving this opportunity, as well as it's not going to be the day one. I think so it should be with a comma. It should continue with a lot of benefit, as well as for the students, as well as for the organization, right? So I think so participant is still joining. So I would like to start my session because we have very short time of things. So let's start, and I'll be sharing my screen. And those who are active in the session, I would like to post you whether it is visible or not. If visible, just post yes in the chat. Let me see how many are active in the session. That's good. That's good. Yeah. So there's not going to be the 1 hour. I think so. This 1 hour will be more benefit, as well as you should be more interactive. I'll make you more interactive by answering the questions, and you can raise any question at any moment and not in between. So at last, I'll be giving you 5 to 10 minutes of a session, which you can discuss what are the doubts you have and all those. So today webinar is going to be enhancing your problem solving skill with data structure and ChatGPT. So up to data structure is completely fine. So generally we know what is data structure, right? So it is going to be talks about the algorithm. So wherever you go, we'll be discussing with the algorithm. But now the past few months, we can tell ChatGPT has been rolling with a different advantages, right? So whatever question I ask is to give the answer. But is it a prompt one? What I need exactly is giving, or based on his answer, you're trying to go with your opinion. So it is like a completely people know what is ChatGPT. Few may know what is ChatGPT with a usage, but not about the prompt, how to utilize in a best way for either as a coder or as a research scholar or etc. So here in this webinar, I can see that many people mixed up with the students category. People are doing masters, and I can see one or two professors who like joining the webinar. It will be a great exploring for everyone as well, right? So now here we'll be going with a data structure algorithm. So using Python programming language, and if you know this, how I can make my time in a more effective way by help of ChatGPT. I'm not telling that you should take all of your help from the ChatGPT, right? So in place of doing 1 hour of a session with help of ChatGPT, how you can make in an efficient way. So everyone used to tell 3x, 10x, 25x. How does that word comes out of the word with a ChatGPT? So about the AI tool. So everything is going to be a tool which give you the answer. But whether it is going to be right or a wrong, you should be able to judge it whether he is giving a right answer or not. You should have that judgment. Do you have that skill? Then you are a developer. So now we know that many organization has been taking a bulk count so of a hiring. So either it's going to be a product based company or it's going to be a service based company. So here with a lot of experience with a placement, I will be talking with a data structure and algorithm and ChatGPT how you can take away the offers in an effective manner, how to create your resume. And I'll tell you with a few continuity of the other talk, I'll be telling about how to write your resume for right now generation to crack the top packages, not like getting like a 10 lakh or a 12 lakh, more than that, because nowadays 10 to 12 is going to be a common, right? So more than that, how I can take my skill, how can I improve, what kind of tool should I be known. Nowadays you don't want to learn from A to Z, right? So other than that, the fundamental thing is going to be important. Once the fundamental is over, what is next is nothing but how you can utilize your tool based learning, right? So in between, if you feel that my voice is not audible, or if I'm not responding to your queries, what I might be there, please let me know. And I think so anyone can do that. Or Anjali, please stay just take a moment, and if it is not audible or if my screen is not visible, please let me know, right?
Okay,
So
sir.
fine, good to go. And at last, I'll be giving you my LinkedIn profile. I have given here, but I think so it will be very difficult to type and search me, right? Instead, I'll give you a very prompt one. I'll give you the link. You can click on that link and you can follow me in the LinkedIn so that you can see the regular activities based on the placement and what are the activities I do. And with my connections, my students, how they have grown up, all those things will be in my LinkedIn. You can see, and you can take 2 to 3 minutes of time to go with a glance, and you can see from A to Z how we are grown up. Same thing, you people also should maintain the LinkedIn account very effective. So everyone knows that you are using Instagram or any social media application, but nowadays LinkedIn profile is going to be the most important one for every student, those who are coming out of the universities, right? That building you have to bring. So certificate you are doing, so you have to post, not like just like that you have to post, you have to add more key takeaways, what you take from this session, what you take from this course, what you have learned, what kind of project based learning you have did. So there's all those kind of things when you're writing as a small paragraph, then your search or your impression of your individual post will increase. So in the LinkedIn you have that impression also. You can see whether if you are using the LinkedIn, just you see individual poster has a impression, whether it is growing more than 10k, 12K, 13K or not, just see. So in the initially it won't reach that more than 100. So once it is reaching more than 100, then target for one more zero, add it. That is going to be 1K. So with that 1K, again add one more zero. So how you can build your knowledge and your connections, that is very important. So nowadays the implementation plus the connection is more needed. That is going to be a network. So you have to build your own network, battalion team you have to build, so that the own team can sustain in any different kind of ways. So with that, let's start with a data structure and algorithm. At last, I'll be giving my LinkedIn for what is that account? You can check it out now. So what is data structure? Don't want to get into the algorithm. Just let us go with a what is data structure alone. Anyone, can you unmute and can you tell what you know about data structure? Or in the chat? Okay, very simple. So what is data? Basically, split it. Don't make it as a data structure, just split as a data. What is data basically? It is a information, right? So that information, how you can put in the order, that is what data structure. Very simplest way I can tell, right? So data you have, that data can be in a different types. So it is going to be a well organized way, or it is going to be messed up. Two types of data are there. So now this webinar has been well organized, I can tell. So many people are used to contact from SIMS. So Divya and many, even Anjali. So many are there to contact that. So can you join the session? So many people have been waiting for us, and the 50 plus people will be joining our webinar, and it's going to be a live YouTube. So that is going to be a well organized way, right? So if it is messed up, what happens? I'll be in a different show, you will be in a different page, so that everything comes under the organization. That is what data structure and algorithm talks about. So data is nothing but a collection of information, the way you arrange and storing your data in the computer or in the well organized way, which can be useful for the other people to refer. If you take any papers, research papers or any book, right? So everything is on a chapter wise. So chapter 1, with that continuity, you will be having a chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. will be there. That is what unit 1, 3, 4, syllabus framing. That is what data structure, which makes a effective and efficient answer at the last. By what? By applying the algorithm. We'll see. So classification of data structure. So data structure has a two types. One is going to be a linear and another one is going to be a non-linear. Under the linear data structure, we have array, stack, queue, and list. So list is basically, we can tell as a linked list. So single linked list, doubly linked list, circular linked list, all those types which comes under the list concept. And if you go with a non-linear, so non-linear basically what we can tell, which is not organized way, right? Not arranged properly also, we can tell in a simplest English. So tree, graphs, tries, so heap, all those things comes under the non-linear part. So Anjali, is there anyone to admit the people? Because I'm also getting a notification.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's fine then. Okay, so now what is linear? So linear is going to be a organized way, sequential order. Yes, there is a order, alphabetical order. So even example, I can tell your contact numbers. Suppose I'll be giving my number, so you have to save it as Paramesh Ji. So will it be in a alphabetical or like a next to the alphabetical order? So we can know it. So P, where we have that letter, so we have to search for the P, there I can find my number. So there is the alphabetical order. Suppose I have to get a number from Anjali and I have to store in my mobile number. So can I search Anjali numbers in Z series or in a P series? No, it will be once it is saved, it will go sit in the A series, right? This is what the linear data structure means. Sequential order will be there. So this is how the every application has an algorithm wise, right? Even if you take a WhatsApp status, how the WhatsApp status is working. Suppose I do like update a status now. So right now, I think so time is around, yes, 10:15. So now I'll be posting a status where you can find my status in the bottom or at the up. We know it will be at the up. Now by 10:30, one more person is posting the status. Will it be top of mind or it will be bottom to mind? For sure, it should be top. So there we are applying the algorithm. Stack, queue. So these kind of things. So every application, you take any application, we used to apply data such an algorithm. So that is why we are telling you take any company, IT companies, whether you are a C developer or a Java developer, or it can be a Python or any other programming language, they used to ask whether you are good in the data structure or not. First question, right? So example, I can tell array, linked list, stack, queue, all those things. So real-time applications. So you take any application, we used to use it. So WhatsApp status, I can tell, your mobile contact numbers, I can tell, so many things. Why not, right? Non-linear. So basically it's going to be a random order. There is no proper order. So that is going to be a random one. So it is going to be a tree, graph, tries, dictionaries, and etc. Right? So there is no proper order. So it's going to be randomly which we are gonna generate it, right? Now, this is how the structure looks. This makes you very simple, right? So let me connect with my writing pad. Just give me a couple of seconds. Yes, I have connected with my writing pad so that if anything, I can write it over here. Yes, good. So you can see here, we have a proper order. So first A comes, then B comes, then C comes. So alphabetical order. And you can see that LinkedIn. So we are trying to post as a LinkedIn, how we are trying to post the view. Same thing, the link list also is going to be working. So who comes first? I'll be putting him as a first. So 5, then 3, then 2, then 1. Right? So whether you want to follow the queue, yes, I can follow the queue as well. So this is going to be structured with a array concept. So what is array? Array is going to be collection of similar data type. So I can tell index portions, 0th portion, first portion, second, and the third. So it goes on. So index portion which starts from 0. And same thing here, we have a linked list. So whenever you have a linked list, we used to tell as a node. So this single node which contains 2 blocks, which contains 2 part or a 2 blocks. So one is going to be called as a data part, and one more thing is going to be a which stores the next address. So what is my next node address? That will be stored here. Got it? So this is what the linear. Non-linear, there is no order, right? So it can be a tree, it can be a graph, etc, etc. So tree. So if you take a tree, branches, let us take as a normal general tree and see the branches, whether all the branches will be in a same level. Really not, right? So it will be in a different levels. That is why we are telling as a non-linear. Now we know the concept of data structure. Now how can we utilize it as a application wise? By applying the algorithm concept, right? So let's see about that. Now before getting into the algorithm, if you have any doubt on the data structure, just data structure, let me know. If not, just post in the chat as all clear in the chat. With you, I'll all be posting. Sorry, I think so. I have to post to everyone. Sorry. All clear. So how many response I'm getting from audience? I need a very active people. My session will be like this. In between I used to ask question, or I'll tell you to post some company names. In between I'll tell type Wipro and chat. Same thing. For the next question I'll tell if you're active, just post TCS in the chat. Like these kind of things will be there. So I can see only 2 response. What about others? I don't want to call your names and pinpoint you, right? So be active. So if you have any doubts, let me know. So Ash is posting, Anjali. Okay, who else? Okay, fine. Okay, good to go. Now let's go with the algorithm. So what is algorithm generally? Step-by-step process. To drive a car, what is the step? To cook something, so, or to drive a two-wheeler, what is going to be the step? So first one we have to start, right? Then we have to apply the clutch and I have to change my gear. So all those steps is called as algorithm, right? So in computer programming language, the algorithm is going to be a set of well-defined instruction to solve the particular problem, to solve this bug. What is going to be the step? I have to understand the concept and I have to know where I have a bug. So what kind of bug? Whether it is going to be a user-defined or it's going to be a compiler error or a runtime error, I should know. Right? If it is a Python, we have to know about whether it is going to be indentation error or a syntax-wise error. That bug we have to identify. If we know that, then we are into the programmer field. Now, so I'll give you some example to write out two numbers entered by the user. So we have to add two numbers, right? So two numbers means basically a value and the b value. So two number you're getting from the user have to get add, right? You have to do addition and I have to print it out. So how can you write an algorithm? Just can you think for a minute? Step-by-step process. Or I'll be telling you about example one. I'll tell you about how to write algorithm for this question. And in the next slide, I'll be giving you one more question. So by this, hope you can follow that, right? So now, normally first, when you're going with the algorithm, we have to start. Very simple step. So first step and the last step is going to be common. For every question, whatever the problem statement they are given, no worries, right? So first one, we have to go with a start. So input process and output. Okay. So Yashpal is giving. Good. Next, what is next step? They are telling that input you have to get from the user. So you have to declare first whether it's going to be what type of variable you're trying to bring. It is an integer. Yes, I have to declare it is going to be integer or a float or it's going to be a character. We have to define it. So declare the variable. So what type of variable? Totally I need a 3. So why we need a 3? So number 1 will store the first number and number 2 will store the second number. I have to add these two. That is 10 plus 20 I have to add. I have to put in the one more variable called as a sum. I have to store it here, right? So that is why I'm taking the third variable. So few legends don't want to use. If you are good in the programming language, don't want to use third variable, I'll tell. So as a coder, I won't prefer third variable because the complexity plus the space complexity. We have two types of complexity in the data structure algorithm. So one is going to be a time and one is going to be a space. Just I'll write it here. So time and why? Okay, time and space. Time and space complexity. So time is nothing but how long your program runs, your code runs for. So whether it's going to be a millisecond or more than that. And space. So individual variable will occupy a space. So number 1, to store the first number, I need one block of memory. And to store second variable, I need one more memory. That is 10, 20, and to tell the result 30, then I need a one more variable. That is third variable. So this much of things is needed. So without the third variable, can I show the output as 30? Can we avoid that? Yes, that is called as the efficiency. So whether you're applying the brute force approach or whether you're going with a conventional method, that you have to be very clear. So first start with a solution, which can be a very not like a general way, specific way. There is don't want to apply any kind of efficiency. So once you are applied, so make your hand dirty. One step I'll tell you to become a coder, make your hand dirty. So you have to type coding, make plenty of mistakes, get the error. You should get frustrated. Yes, then with that, whether you're able to solve the error. Okay, I got a 10 errors. Can I solve it without the other people help? Yes, then you are into the programmer field. That 10 error will be solved by I'm depending on my friend or my teacher or my mentor, etc., etc. So every time your mindset will be, okay, one of the other person will help me. That should not be there. Two mistake you're doing, you try to identify. Let it be 1 hour, let it be, it takes whole day, no matter what. This is how I studied. Here it is there. I'll try to identify. And now we are introducing ChatGPT, right? Very simple. Nowadays, you don't want to worry at all. So ChatGPT is going to be my parents, my brother, like we can tell brother, father, sister, and my teacher. Everything is going to be ChatGPT, I can tell. Because what error you're getting, just give that error by prompt that I'm getting this error. Can you rectify this? So ChatGPT is going to be give you the full code. I'll show you that kind of things also in a meanwhile. So now, second is nothing but read the value. So 10 and 20, which you want to get from the user, I have to read it. So third step, you have to get addition. That is, you have to add two variables. That is a variable plus b variable. You have to add that. I have to store in the third variable, which is called as a sum or a c, whatever you want to take. So variable can be anything. So here I have given as a num1. So in place of that, you can use n1. You can use n comma m. It's up to you. Right? At last, display and stop it. Right? Simple, very simple to write algorithm. Right? Now, I'll give you. So just have a look or take a screenshot of this slide so that the next question you can perform. So next is nothing but very simplest way to write an algorithm. Find the largest number among three numbers. So three numbers will be there. Out of that, you have to find which number is basically larger. Can we do it? If yes, can you raise your thumb in the chat? Those who can solve, not everyone. Those who can solve, can you raise your thumb in the chat? Good. So I'll give you max 1 minute, not more than that, because we are left out with very, very, very less time. So I have to complete my all those topics I have to cover. So done with 30 seconds. Fast, fast, we. Same question if I'm asking with a ChatGPT within a 10-second, he'll give. So we have to be more effective than the AI tool. Is it possible? Yes, it's possible. You cannot compete with him the way of speed, but still we can give our right answers. Okay, so fine. We'll solve. So first step, basic step is nothing but start. That's it. Whatever you do first, you have to start. Next, declare the variable. So now I have to compare three numbers. Then how many memories I need to store the three numbers? Basically three, right? Suppose just take you, we have in the classroom, and in the classroom they have occupied or admission was happened with a 50 to 60 people, and they have a table and chair of 40 people. Will it be sufficient? Not good, right? So capacity is very, very important. So 50 admissions, so 50 students are there in this classroom, so I have to provide with that kind of features. Same thing, three variables I have, then I have to create a three memories to store that three values. Remember like this. You might ask why we are using three ABC, because three numbers are there. So three numbers are different. I have to occupy three memories. So read the values from the user, and now you have to start applying the conditions. So basically going with the if condition. So now suppose you have a and you have a B and you have a C. So A, B and C. First I have to compare that whether A value is greater than B, logical, and whether A is greater than C. So if this condition is getting true, I can tell A is going to be the largest number, right? Right. So what is logical and? And is nothing but both the conditions should be true. Here also we have one condition. So here also, sorry, here we have one condition, and here we have another condition, right? Now this both the condition, if it is a true, then I can tell A is greater. Now what if the first condition is getting true but not second one? Then I can tell it is wrong. A is not going to be the largest number. So because of that reason, we'll go with the else block. In the else block, I'll be comparing with whether the B is greater than A. Possibilities are there. Yes. If not, I have to check whether the B is greater than C. If that is the case, I can tell B is larger. And if both the condition is getting failure, obviously C person is going to be the largest number. Else block, I can define it. Now, one more thing, I can make it in an efficient way. If A greater than B is done, A greater than C is also done. By this condition, I can finalize that A is greater or not. Suppose if it is not, either B can be the right person or C can be the right person. So I don't want to compare with A at all. Here I'm doing that only. In this line, I'm doing that. But basically, we don't want. So I'll write as whether C is greater than A. Sorry, C is greater than, sorry, B is greater than C. If yes, I can tell B is a large. If not, C is going to be the large. Simple. So basically, I don't want this. But as a beginner, you start working on whether to make yourself understanding. You're comparing with A person with B and C, B person with A and C person with A and B. You can get the answer. That's going to be a brute force. So you are starting from the scratch level. Right? Now, data structure algorithm is going to be again. So we have two types of data structure. So why we want to learn data structure? Because we have two types of data. One is going to be structured data, one is going to be non-structured data. So what is structured? Basically everything organized. Library example is going to be a library. So for the CSE department, for the mechanical, for the civil, or for this particular branches, they have a separate rack for that specific books alone, or for that department alone. You can see well organized. But you see here non-structured, they have messed up. Now from here, how can you identify what book you need, whether it is there or not? No. So this is how the algorithm will be applied. So we have three types of complexities, right? One is going to be case space. So one is going to be a best case, one is going to be average, and one is going to be worst case. So what is best case basically? So best is nothing but what I need, I got it immediately. Best, paka, right? Average is nothing but what I need, I searched for a few times or I have waited, then I got it. That is going to be averagely got. Worst is nothing but I was waiting, I was searching, I was doing all those work, but still I could not get the answer. So the worst case. So these are the algorithm will works from our end. So how to learn the algorithm, data structure algorithm for getting the high pay? So one is nothing but you have to be very clear about within max of 5 minutes, I'll complete this data structure algorithm. So learn. So you have to learn all the concept theoretically in a best way. So what is a stack, what is queue, what is the difference of these both, and what is linked list, what are the types of linked list, what is array and types of array, tree, graph, all those things. If you are knowing theoretically best, right, then your first step, the level 1 is done. In the next level, what you learn, you have to apply it as a implementation with a complexity. So focus more on how to find time complexity of any code. Take any specific program. So even you take a sum of two numbers, which we have taken as a previous example, and one more example which we have discussed with a comparison of three numbers and find which is going to be a large. So even small program has a complexity. Try to find that time complexity and space complexity. Right? Now practice the code. Yeah, so you have to practice the code on LeetCode. So hope you are aware about the LeetCode website. So for the data structure algorithm, I can give credits to many lot of platforms are there to practice your code, but I prefer LeetCode will be the best one, because there itself we have from the easy level you can filter out. So easy, medium, hard, all those things you can explore more. And there you have a set of interview perspective questions. So for the interview, for the technical interview, how you can prepare, what kind of questions you should be aware, and how can you respond for it, all those with a real time example we have. And one more thing, with the advantage of LeetCode is nothing but weekly contest is there on every Sunday. On every Sunday, they are conducting a weekly champions or a weekly contest. So try to participate. I'm not telling within a week, within a 2 weeks, you will get all those. First, be good in the fundamentals, then start getting into the weekly contest. So there you will be trying to solve out of 5 questions. If you are able to solve one question, then success is going to be growing up. Out of 5, you're able to solve all 5, it is impossible. Frankly, I'm spelling it is impossible, because out of 5 questions, they can split 2 questions as a easy, 2 questions will be a medium, and 1 will be hard. And they'll give you the whole day of a time, right? So you have to be able to crack that. So let me take you walk through with the LeetCode. So I'll give you the link as well. Let me go to so weekly context is there. You can take that also. Well, I'll give you this in the chat so that you can explore later. Right, same thing. So we have a set of questions you can see here, which you can find the problem lists. So we can have a easy level, medium, right? So hard also you can find, you can see here hard, right? So like this we have all those mixed up. So if you are able to solve easy level, so let us take 2 sum. So there's going to be the problem statement they'll give. So given an array of integer nums and as a integer target, so both the number is going to be integer. So at last you have to find the sum, right? So like this, they'll be giving you the sample input and output. That is what the test cases we used to tell. At last you have to clear the test case. Okay, so same thing, similar type of questions you want to take, you can see the similar type of questions. Well and good, right? So try to solve easy level, then slowly get into the medium, then slowly get into the hard level. So just give me a minute, I'll connect with my charger. I'll be muting for a couple of seconds. Yeah, so fine. I'm back. So now let's get into the ChatGPT. So we know what is ChatGPT, right? So anyone knows what is ChatGPT? Can you give a quick response in the chat? Have you heard about ChatGPT? At least yes, no, any response? So Anjali, is my screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's go into the intro about ChatGPT. So it is basically, we know it is going to be a open AI tool. So which is going to be a NLP process. natural language processing. So ChatGPT is going to be a chatbot development tool that utilize the NLP. So every site, so you take even a flight, or you take any bank applications, or you take etc., they have a small built chatbot which can perform only the specific task, right? So if you take a HDFC Bank, they have built one own chatbot for them alone. You take any university website, search, they'll be having a chatbot. So based on what kind of queries you can normally the people will ask. So with help of ChatGPT of HDFC Bank, can I ask about, can I give some tips for solving data structure algorithm with him? No, because it is built for what? Only for the HDFC. So you can solve only the based on HDFC queries, right? University. So we have a university. In the university chatbot, I'm trying to ask, can you help me for job? Will it respond? No. Hope you have tried these kind of things, right? But if you take a ChatGPT, no matter what you ask, I'll try to give you. That is what the complete NLP, to allow the developers to create a chatbot that can understand and respond to the user input naturally, comes with a naturally, right? Now we know it. So ChatGPT note for generative or pre-trained transformer. We know what, right? So it is already pre-trained. So for this, you have to react in this way. So they have used a AI powered language model that is going to be NLP, and it's completely a pre-trained. So whatever the queries you ask, yes, definitely it is gonna give for us. Now I'm not telling 100%. For most of the cases you will be getting. So it is going to be a natural language processing, and you'll be having a neural networks, and that's going to be a deep learning. So we have NLP, and here this side I have a deep learning, and I'm trying to dump it into the OpenAI, so that whatever the queries you are asked, already it is pre-trained, so that whatever queries you're asking, I'll try to give you, right? So most of the programming questions it can solve and give you the best answer. To make efficient, then you should be able to solve it, right? So what kind of help I can ask with the ChatGPT? So is there any specific? No. So you ask anything, but it should be a right prompt. So what should I ask? We should be able to know. So for the productivities, first thing is going to be productivities. So to save your time and to increase your output. So we are trying to face a lot of challenging day by day. So before 6 months, it was different. Before 1 year, it was different. Before COVID, it was different. So whenever the year is moving up, so technology is growing. So based on the technology, we have to grow, because otherwise our junior, those who are coming next to us, they will climb our head and they'll be dancing top of our head. That should not be happen, right? So why? Because now what we learned before 5 years, 10 years in the field of marketing, that is different from now. Have you heard something called as a data science when you're learning colleges, those who are in the professor category, hope you are joined here? Really not. We know what is the kind of subjects. So for the internet, we used to go for library. We have to go for the browsing center. Many things. We don't have own laptop. So that environment we came up. Now you can see KG students are using mobile phone. They know how to operate it. Than parents are knowing, kids are knowing. My nephew, I can tell, he is teaching his parents. So the generation is changing. So when this AI tool, if they're coming into their syllabus, for sure in the syllabus they'll add these kind of things. If you take a 10th or a 12th or a master's or a bachelor's, so for sure they'll try to integrate this kind of things, which is very useful for their placement category. So when they know, and if you are not knowing and you are working in the organization, when they come as a fresher, they know than you, obviously will be different, treatment will be different. So that is why the AI will replace the people, they are telling. But for sure it cannot be happen until you know how to utilize it. I know how to use. Do you know how to use? Then you are safe. I know what is ChatGPT, but I don't know how to use it in a best way. I'm not telling that use means you have to type and get the answer. I'm telling what I need, I'm getting right answer with the effective one, with the efficiency, then you are a good. To write a code. or to generate a PPT, right? So do you want to sit and prepare to make a resume creations? Do you want to sit and write? No. Give an instruction. ChatGPT will do you. He'll give you the answer. So you have to know about the tool. Not only the ChatGPT we have, many tools we have. So we have to explore more. So for the writing purpose, for the social, so it's nothing but to improve your communication, health-wise, marketing, entrepreneurship, and the entertainment. So this all those things, it works. ChatGPT will help you, but you have to be ready to solve in a best way. So now I'll try to take you with a few example how we can utilize the ChatGPT in a best way, right? So hope how to log into the ChatGPT. I don't want to get that and make you disappointed. So here I gave that create a wonderful resume to get a higher paying job. This is going to be my question, right? So you have created. So open like a ChatGPT is giving me OpenAI. Given that you have to give your information like this. So John Smith with the address and mobile number and mail ID. So what is going to be objective? Fill it, education, skill, experience, this everything, right? So now this is going to be a specific generative. No. So wonderful resume to get a high paying job. So that job can be anything, right? High paying can be anything, right? Now you have to write that. I have to create a resume to build a high paying job on what basis? As a teaching or as a IT or as a developer? In a developer, what kind of developer? Right? So it's going to be a Java developer or a full stack developer. So in this way, we have to give the ideas. So here we have a few prompt which I can show you to write many things. So I'll tell you about suppose I have to create a meal plan, right? So see here, suppose how can you write in a prompt way? So you can go with a formula basis or you can go with a prompt one. So it is going to be the question, right? This is going to be the question. So now what they're asking, can you create a 5 days meal plan for so if you're giving as a 5-day meal plan, it can be for anyone, right? It can be for the above 60s, below 60s, or a kid, anything is fine, right? Now they are telling specifically 15 years old. So just let me copy and I'll try to create a and try to put here. So this is going to be the question which you are able to see. So they are specifically telling that for the 15 years old and who needs to consume 2000 calories per day. So you're telling with a reason that 2k calories per day, but what? But makes it daily free. And what is going to be thing? So they are trying to tell for the support your bone health. Got it right? This is going to be right one. So when you are trying to enter, it will give you the day-wise plan. You can see day one, breakfast, what you want to have. So breakfast, what you want to have, they are given. Snacks, what you want to have, yes. And for the lunch, yes, it is given. Again for the evening snacks, dinner. Got it? So day 2 plan, day 3 plan, day 4 plan, day 5 plan. Got it? That's it. What is needed? So to prepare this, how long? For example, you're giving this kind of question to the particular chef or a few contract people you're trying to give, how long they'll take to prepare and give you? Obviously, it might take, if they have already the template, they might show you and they can convince you, or based on that, they might can give it. So max, it will take few minutes, right? But now it's not like that. It gives, exactly it gives what you want, right? So I have some question. So, okay, fine. From, okay, that's different. Okay, so this is how you have to utilize your ChatGPT prompt to make yourself very, very good. So you have to utilize in a best way. What you need, ask, right? So you have to be able to communicate in a well manner. That is what is important. So if your communication is not good, then we will be giving you with a random search, right? That random search means it might give you the common answers, not the exact one what you need. So here I'm telling exactly for this particular age, I need this. This is going to be the problem to overcome this. Please support me for this health. For how many days? For the 5 days. Given. So now how can you know about all those things? So hope you are aware about Geeks for Geeks. If you're a coder, definitely you know about Geeks for Geeks. Just Geeks for Geeks. For the students, I'll be giving you this link. Let me paste it over here. Yes. So what you want? Yes, you can see everything is here. They're explaining what is ChatGPT and all those. And you can see to write an essay on a specified title. What you want, just give the title. It'll give you for this. And how many words you want. They are giving that. I need exactly 100 to 1000 words. Not more than that. Don't give me more than that. Right? So you can tell whatever you want. So ChatGPT will help you out. So this everything is going to be a different prompt and they are trying to give it out. And same thing as a coder, how can you utilize? Suppose let me take one code. I'll take a Jupyter notebook. Okay, so this is going to be the code. Just let me copy and I'll try to open new notebook, empty notebook. So randomly, we are trying to give this and I'm trying to run. So it is printing as a yes. Suppose you made some mistake. So suppose I'm giving as like some mistakes. Like we have a mistake over here. So I could not find what kind of mistake I did. So it is showing as an invalid syntax, which is going to be not acceptable. Now you don't know how to rectify it. Just copy this error, right? And go to ChatGPT and tell that this is what the error I got, what to do. Okay, so according to this, it shows that this is going to be my syntax. Okay, fine. So let me, this what? So if you give it directly like this, it is also telling that it is going to be error, but what kind of complete statement you have not given? See, could you please provide the complete statement or a question again so that I can assist you accordingly? So you're given syntax error. What does that mean? You're not given. See, complete code is not there. So syntax wise means it can be any kind of syntax, right? So ChatGPT will help you when you are trying to give a complete statement. What we are given in the above statement. So now for this code. So how can you solve this code? So let me go over this code and I'll go here. I'll paste this code. So this is going to be the code. And for this code, I am getting error. So what type of error you want to take? So this is going to be my error. I'll try to give this. This is also my error I'm telling. So now, can you see? Previously, I was getting what I was getting from the ChatGPT is that, can you provide me the full complete statement? Now I have provided, it is giving me the right answer. The code is generated, that's it. The code in yours is going to be some missing statement, that is colon is missing. It is giving with a reason. So you have missed the colon. Where you have missed? In the if statement we have missed. So you know that from the if only we have taken that colon, syntax wise mistake. Now copy this. Now we have copied it. Now let me go to the cell and let me execute. Okay, so I'll print one more statement that welcome to webinar, right? So you can see here, yes, we got the output. Excellent, right? So this is how you have to use. So that's it from my end. Hope you have enjoyed the webinar, and if you have any doubts, feel free to come up with your doubts, right? So for last 5 more minutes is left out, and if you have any doubt, please you can ask. And it's going to be not an end. Again, few more program is going to be organized from our end based on a workshop without, because it is a technical, so it's not like a topic to discuss or to talk and move out. It is going to be a programming, so it's not like within a hour, within a 2 hours I can complete. So we have to plan kind of a workshop or kind of a course like that. So only then we can know from A to Z. right? Fine. So thank you so much. If you have any doubt, you can ask now. So it's from your end.
What a wonderful knowledge given by you, sir. I hope our audience learned many new things from this session. Once again, I would like to thank you all for joining and sharing your experience and your precious time and knowledge with us. Sir, there are some few questions from our audience. They want you to be answered. So, with your permission, shall we, sir?
Yes, yes, yes. Go ahead.
So, the first question is: will ChatGPT replace Google in future?
So it is like possibilities we cannot tell yes and no, because we don't want to compare in that way whether ChatGPT will replace the human or not. This is going to be the common question which I can hear. So I can tell that ChatGPT will not replace any human at all. But until you know about how to utilize in a best way. Suppose if you're not aware that how to use ChatGPT, I don't know the tools which can solve my problems. If you're not knowing, then it is very difficult. So for sure, ChatGPT will replace you. So if you know how to utilize it, so at least you have to be equal. So if he's answering one question, I should be able to answer one more question. So you should not go 10 question and you should be able to answer for one question. If that is the case, and that will be a difficult in future. Right now, I think so we can move slowly, but after 5 or 10 years, it will be very difficult to face.
So that was a very good piece of advice. And thank you so much, sir, for answering this question. Now, I would like to request everyone to kindly open their camera for a snapshot. Once again, I request everyone, please open your camera for selfies. Thank you all for attending today's webinar. And if you have any additional questions, you can contact us by email or telephone. We are happy to provide additional support to you. Feedback link is being already added in the chat box. Please fill this form within 6 hours. And thank you so much for cooperating. So stay connected with us for new learnings. I, Anjali Kushwaha, your host for the day, signing off. Have a wonderful day.
So thank you so much. And the audience, I have given my LinkedIn profile. You can start connecting and you can explore more. And if need, we can connect. And personally, also we can connect. I can give you some help to get into the corporate. And thank you so much for the SEMS Foundation, as well as for the Anjali for cooperating from the heart with me. So thank you so much, Anjali.
Welcome, sir.
Yeah. So any other doubts, folks? Okay, that's it. I think so from my end. So thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.